Hey guys, so I'm gonna do my question and answer thingy for you. I will probably cut it into 2 parts, so stay tuned for part 2. I'm gonna take the questions right off of my iPad here. So let's see who was first. Thank you to everyone who wished me a happy anniversary, by the way. It is tomorrow, 1 year on YouTube, even though I didn't post my first video technically until like the 30th, I think, of March, but I started my channel and that's what matters. All right, the first question is going to be from Violent Vegan. What's up, dude? He asks me what's my favorite book and or film. My favorite film is The Labyrinth. You know, David Bowie, Jennifer Connelly. What gets better than that? Nothing, really. But I do have a lot of favorites. That's like the #1, but then there's like The Princess Bride, Splash, which because I love mermaids and I always wanted to be a mermaid. I even wanted to have a daughter and name her Madison because of Splash. But I actually gave someone that name in high school when she was pregnant and she used it for her daughter, so I was kind of upset because I wasn't trying to give her my name. She just kind of took it after I told her what I wanted to name my daughter, so that name's really popular now, though, so I'm kind of glad that I didn't use it, even though Logan's pretty popular, too, but I didn't pick that one. Louise did, so I like unique names that, like, most likely not a lot of other people will have. So, let's see, my favorite book. I really don't have one favorite book. My favorite book series, I have more than one of those too. My first favorite book series, you know, besides like all of the Dr. Seuss books, was the Belgariad and the Malloreon series by David and Leigh Eddings. And that's where I got the name Garion from for my son. And then there's The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. And now Brandon Sanderson, because he's the one that finished the series when Robert Jordan passed away, unfortunately. But Brandon is awesome, and I love all of his books, too. So there's a few that I love. Thank you, Shannon Lee from the Veggie Nut, for the happy anniversary. And let's see here. Salt Life Vegan asked me, looking back on the past year, what do you think has been your biggest challenge, vegan or not? And what are you most proud of yourself for accomplishing? Oh, biggest challenge is sticking to eating vegan. In the last year, I had a lot of struggles with cheese. Giving up cheese is one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life, which is kind of probably pathetic. But yeah, it was really hard for me. It's super addictive and totally had me in its grasp. So that was really hard. And since this January, I have not relapsed and gone back to any dairy products or anything. So I'm proud of myself for getting this far to March without lapsing back into any kind of dairy products. Let's see. And what am I most proud of myself for? Oh, well, probably that. Conquering the cheese. Kind of like smoking or drinking. One day at a time. Just take it. It's kind of weird. Like, when I first had Daiya cheese, I thought it was okay, but I didn't like it that much. I didn't think it was like the best thing ever. And it's like the longer I don't eat regular cheese, it's like the better that the Daiya the better it tastes. Like now I can eat a pizza smothered in it and it's just like the best thing ever and it's so good. And it's kind of weird how our taste buds change. Because I used to not like tofurkey either and now I like love it. So my taste buds have changed a lot. Which is a good thing, even though those are still junk foods, you know, but still, at least they're not animal-based. Maintaining Michelle. Hey, she asked me, do I have any real-life vegan friends? No, I don't. I consider my YouTube friends and my Facebook friends my real-life, vegan friends. I do have Vegas Fruity, who lives here in Vegas, but we haven't met in person yet. She lives all the way across the other side of the valley from me, so it would be like a 40-minute drive to go over there. And I don't mind driving, but we just haven't planned a meeting yet, so we'll see if that happens in the future. Hey, cat. So, Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I do have one friend at work who's trying to go vegan. Her boyfriend is vegan. I work with her, and she's always telling me, I want to be like you. I know that's my path, that one day I'm going to become vegan, and she's trying. Her boyfriend makes food for her and stuff, so she's really trying. Let's see. Hey Corey, Corey's Conscious Living. She asked me what's my favorite food. If I had to give it up, which one could I not live without now that I'm vegan? I really don't know. Maybe like, actually, I just had the cashew milk, the So Delicious cashew milk salted caramel ice cream, and it was amazing. It's one of the best ice creams I've ever tasted. You can't tell that it's not milk. It's freaking divine. It tastes so amazing. You guys, if you haven't tried it yet, you have to try it. I found it at Sprouts, and a guilty confession is I went to taste it, and I ate the entire carton, you know, the little carton. I ate the entire carton for breakfast yesterday because, yeah, it was amazing. So I probably would not give that up. I would very much like to have that again. So that's really bad. Yeah, but that's what I did, and it was really good. Another thing I would probably not give up is sofritas from Chipotle. They're really good, and you can't even tell that they're vegan. They're absolutely delicious. Another thing I used to hate tofu, and I love those sofritas, and I like other tofu now too. So interesting. Connor Harris, hey Connor, asked me how long I've been vegan and what inspired me to go vegan. I've only been vegan since January 16th of this year. I was vegetarian for the last year, since January of 2014. And what inspired me, it's been a long road since getting Crohn's disease at 16 years old and trying to find health. It's been a long winding road that has led me to veganism. I have never known anyone in my whole life who was vegan or talked about vegan. I don't even remember when it was I found out what a vegan was. I just never grew up even knowing about that. So I can't remember. I mean, if I could guess, you know what? I can't answer that. I really don't know. I can't remember when I found out what a vegan was. But I know growing up, I never even considered it. I never even knew what it was. So, anyway, so health was the reason that I decided to go vegan. And then, you know, the more that you learn, the more compassionate you become. And I just can't stand, I don't know, I get so upset. Like, my youngest, he's like Mr. Destructo. We get out of the car and he starts stomping the ground, and I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, there's ants. And I'm like, what are you doing? Don't do that. And I tell him, like, they're living creatures just like you and me. Like, he's so destructive, and I don't know how to get through to him that it's not okay to do stuff like that. And like, before it wouldn't have bothered me, and now it bothers me. Like, I don't know how to deal with it. So I'm trying to figure out how to get through to my kids about veganism, because they just don't get it, and I feel like I'm getting nowhere. So I'm sure that's going to come into play in another question here, because I know somebody asked me about my kids' diet. So let's see who that was. If I can find it here. Lindsay Geyser, hope I said your name right. Sorry, Lindsay. Have I gotten any negativity from my family? Oh, well, there we go. About raising the boys vegan. Well, the boys are not vegan, so they eat vegan when they're home with me. Sorry, I keep losing my place with these questions. My comment box keeps closing for some reason. So the boys are vegan when they're home with me, when I cook for them, when I make their school lunches, when they go to my parents' house on the weekends. My mom and dad watch them on Saturday nights. They eat whatever my parents eat, and my parents are not vegan. They're not even vegetarians. So my mom has been asking me to bring some foods over there that they'll eat, but I left some black bean soup over there one day, and she just sent it right back home. So I told her, you know, you could have kept that there for the boys to eat. And she's like, oh, I didn't think of that. But you're the one that told me to bring food over for them. She said that they were getting more and more picky about what they eat, which is good, because that means I am getting through a little bit to Logan, because he is more interested than Gary in about eating vegan foods. So I'm gonna have to bring some like easy, like, I don't know, like maybe the Amy's no cheese burritos or something over there that she can keep in the freezer. And I don't know, I just think that no matter what I do to bring over there, she's still gonna feed them non-vegan foods without even thinking twice about it. So it's kind of frustrating. Please come back and see me for part 2. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for your questions, everyone. Bye.